Hello friends, welcome back to a new video that is MCQs on diversity of living organism, and this is the part 2 of this series of videos on this diversity of living organism topic. So the first question of this video, that is question number 21. In order for amphibian to be successful on land, they had to develop which of the following? And the options are option A more efficient swim bladder, option B, that is continuous respiratory and lungs, continuous respiration and lungs, and option C, more efficient gills, or option D, shelled eggs. So which one is the correct one? So the correct one is option B, that is continuous respiration and lungs. So here continuous respiration is a type of respiration that involves gas exchange through the skin or outer integument of an organism. Okay, so in order for amphibian to be successful on land, they had to develop the continuous respiration and lungs. So let's move on to question number 22, that is vertebrates and tunicates share option A jaws adapted for feeding, option B a high degree of cephalization, option C the formation of structures from the neural crest, or option D a notochord and a dorsal hollow nerve cord. So the right answer about the question 22, that is option D, that is a notochord and a dorsal hollow nerve cord. So vertebrates and tunicates share a notochord and a dorsal hollow nerve cord. Here tunicates are marine invertebrate that are part of the phylum Chordata. Okay, so that is a small information about tunicates. So let's move on to question number 23. It is mammals and living birds share all of the following characteristics except option A endothermy, option B descent from a common amniotic ancestor, option C a dorsal hollow nerve cord, or option D a hole behind the eye socket on each side of the skull. And the right answer is option D, that is a hole behind the eye socket on each side of the skull is only present in bird, not in mammals. So this is not shared characteristic of mammal and living birds. Okay, so next one is question number 24, and that is a heterosporous plant species is one that option A produces a gametophyte that bears both antheridia and archegonia, or option B, that is it produces microspores and megaspores which give rise to male and female gametophytes, or option C, that is they produce microspores and megaspores which give rise to male and female gametophytes, or option D, that is they produce two kinds of spores, one asexually by mitosis and the other sexually by meiosis. And the right one is option B, that is they produce microspore and megaspore which give rise to male and female gametophytes. So there is a something mistake here. The option B and C is the same answer. So the right one is option B here. A heterosporous plant species is one that produces microspore and megaspore which give rise to male and female gametophytes. Okay. So the next one is question number 25. Which of the following characters is seen in the gymnosperm but not seen in other seeded vascular plants? And the options are option A occurrence of alternation of generations, option B naked seeds, option C dominant sporophyte stage, or option D formation of pollen grains. And the right one is option B, that is naked seeds. So which of the following characters is seen in the gymnosperm but is not seen in other seeded vascular plants? That is naked seed is seen only in gymnosperm but not seen in other seeded vascular plant. Okay. Next is question number 26. Which one of the following can be considered to be dead mechanical tissue? And the options are option A parenchyma, option B collenchyma, option C parenchyma, or option D sclerenchyma. And the right one is option D, that is sclerenchyma. So sclerenchyma can be considered to be dead mechanical tissue. So here sclerenchyma is a plant tissue that provides strength and stiffness. It is a type of permanent tissue, which means it has a definite shape, size and function. Sclerenchyma is also a supporting tissue in plant, which is a dead tissue. Sorry. So the next question is, which algae group is mismatched with its description? And the options are option A dinoflagellates or glossy two-part shells. Option B green algae is closest relative of land plants. Option C red algae is no flagellate stage in life cycle. Or option D brown algae include the largest seaweeds. So the correct match is option A, that is dinoflagellates are glossy two-part shells. So the dinoflagellates are single-celled eukaryotes that are essentially considered protists. So they are the important group of phytoplankton that produces oxygen in marine and freshwater. So dinoflagellates are like phytoplankton. They are protists. So the next question is, which one of the following statement is not correct? And the options are option A pollen tube grows by cell elongation, option B endosperm is always triploid, option C pseudo embryo sac is formed by the breakdown of nuclear tissue, or option D development of egg without fertilization is termed as parthenogenesis. So the right answer is option B. That is, endosperm is always triploid. So this is not correct statement, because the endosperm is always triploid in only angiosperm. The ploidy level of endosperm is generally triploid or 3N. The endosperm of gymnosperm is haploid. So this statement is not true, and it is only true for angiosperm. Okay. So the next is question number 29, that is bacterial cells are prokaryotic in comparison to a typical eukaryotic cell. They would, option B would be, they would be smaller, option B have a smaller nucleus, option C lack a plasma membrane, or have a greater variety of organelles. So which one is correct about this prokaryotes comparison to typical eukaryotic cell? So the right answer is option A, be smaller. So prokaryotic cells are smaller than eukaryotic cell. This is true. So the next question is question number 30. That is, which of the following information would tell you whether a cell is prokaryotic or eukaryotic? And the options are option A, the presence or absence of a rigid cell wall. Option B, whether or not the cell is partitioned by internal membranes. Or option C, the presence or absence of ribosomes. Or option D, whether or not the cell carries out cellular metabolism. And the right one is option B, that is whether or not the cell is partitioned by internal membranes. So which of the following information would tell you whether a cell is prokaryotic or eukaryotic? That is whether or not the cell is partitioned by internal membrane. That means whether they have the membrane bound organelle or not. Okay. So this is the question number 30. Let's move on to question number 31. It is, among the common features shared by prokaryotes and eukaryotes are option A same shapes and size, option B same type of movement, option C common organic substances such as protein and carbohydrates, or option D ribosomes of the same sedimentation coefficient. So the right answer is option C, that is common organic substances such as proteins and carbohydrates. This is the common feature shared by prokaryotes and eukaryotes only. So the next one is question number 32. That is the cell walls of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. Option A are the sites of spore formation. Option B, both contain peptidoglycan. Option C are connected to the cell nucleus by the endoplasmic reticulum. Or option D are composed of exclusively proteins. And the right one is option B, that is both contain peptidoglycan. So the cell walls of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria both contain peptidoglycan. Next is question number 33. It is which of the following feature is not present in slime mold? And the options are option A, that is a fungus-like organism. Option B, exhibit characteristics of both fungi and animals. Option C, use spores to reproduce. Option D, composed of networks of long hollow tubes called hyphae. So the right answer is option D, that is composed of network of long hollow tubes called hyphae. This is not the feature of slime mold. So here we will see the slime molds are a group of eukaryotic organisms that are not mold or fungi. They are amoeba-like single-celled organism. Here we can see this is the slime molds, okay, single-celled organisms. So let's move on to question number 34. That is which of the following are the feature of protozoa? And the options are option A, unicellular, single-celled and nutrition is heterotrophic. Option B, aquatic, free-living or parasitic organisms. Option C, locomotion with the help of pseudopodia, cilia or flagella. Option D, all of the above. So which one is the feature of protozoa? And the options, right option is option D, that is all of the above is correct about protozoa characteristic. Okay. Next is question number 35, that is in ciliates, the process that produces genetic variation through the exchange of nuclei is option A, mixotropy, option B, endosymbiosis, option C, meiosis, or option D, conjugation. And the right one is option D, that is conjugation. So in ciliates, the process that produces genetic variation through the exchange of nuclei is conjugation. So next one is question number 36. Dinoflagellates are characterized by which of the following features? And the options are option A, unicellular, flagellated and mainly marine. Option B, asexual reproduction by binary fission. Option C, contains chlorophyll A and C, or option D, all of the above. So the right one is option D, that is all of the above. So dinoflagellates are characterized by which of the following features? That is all of the above. This all three are features of dinoflagellates. So the next one is question number 37. The protozoans that cause malaria in humans are option A, radiolarians, option B, trichromosomes, trichosomes, option C, dinoflagellates, or option D, sporozoans. And the right one is option D, that is sporozoans. So the protozoans that cause malaria in human are sporozoans. Okay. Next is which of the following is a mismatch among the diseases? These are all diseases and their causative agent is here. So which one is the mismatch? Which one is not the perfect match? So here amoebiasis, which is a disease, is connected with entamoeba histolytica. Option B, that is giardiasis, is combined with the T. cruzi, Treponema cruzi, or option C, that is African sleeping sickness is Treponema brucei, or leishmaniasis is combined with Leishmania donovani. So the right answer is option B, that is giardiasis is involved with T. cruzi. This is not true because giardiasis is a small intestine infection caused by the microscopic parasite, that is Giardia lamblia. Okay. So the next one is question number 39, that is which animal group has radial symmetry, a water vascular system, moves with tube feet and has a endoskeleton? And the options are option A arachnids or option B crustaceans, option C echinodrum or option D Cnidarians. And the right answer is option A, that is arachnids. So these arachnids are a class of animals that have 8 legs, a segmented body and joint appendages. They are not insect because they don't have antenna or wings. Example of arachnids are spiders, scorpions, mites, ticks, etc. Okay. So the last question of this video, that is peridrum, includes option A phylodrum, cholenchyma and cortex, option B phloem, cambium and cortex, option C all the tissues between epidermis and teeth, or option D phylogen, phloem and phylodrum. So the right answer about the peridrum is option D, that is phylogen. They include phylogen, phloem and phylloderm. So this peridrum is a protective tissue that form in the stem, branches and roots of most gymnosperms and dicotyledons. So it protects the plant's inner tissue from abiotic and biotic stress. Okay. So these are all 20 questions of this part 2 video on diversity of living organisms. So thank you for watching this video.